Hey, welcome to Bossed Up Academy, where we give you all of your stimulus updates as well as your real estate investing needs and your general business needs. Don't forget that even though we do a lot of stimulus updates, that we're still doing business coaching as well. So if you want to get your business on the right foot, you want to stop paying people under the table, you want to do things right so that way you can maximize your benefits when things come out and when things happen, now is the time to do that. So while people are getting logged on here, I'm going to show you this little clip so that we can get going right away. Good evening. So today I want to give you a update on what's going to be happening in the next 14 days. The next 14 days are going to be very critical, and you want to be where the money resides. There's going to be a lot of money given out in the next 14 days. First, you got FEMA that's going to be giving death benefits for up to $9,000 per funeral, but there is a cap at $35,000 per family, and that is going to be launching this week. Also, they have passed where they raised the maximum EIDL directly through SBA. Is going from 6 months of working capital to 24 months of working capital. Plus, there's no payments for the next 18 months, and it may even be longer. They're looking at doing a forgiveness, but if you don't take the loan, you won't have anything for them to forgive you for. So now that it's going to be 24 months of working capital, people that got $150,000 last time could potentially get up to $500,000. If you got $10,000 last time, you could get potentially $40,000. Remember, the interest rate is only at 3.75%, and it is a 30-year fixed payment with no prepayment penalty. If you were denied, and I've seen a lot of people being denied, read your denial letter. I'm going to repeat this. Read your denial letter. Don't just assume you got a denied because of your credit. Don't assume you just didn't fill it out right and there's no hope for you. You need to go in to your email, find that email where they denied you, and find out why. So that way you can go back in and do a reconsideration so that they can open your file back up. So hopefully next week, when they get ready to offer people more money, and then they're saying there's no new application process to do that, they want you just to simply go in your portal. You need to start checking your portal starting April the 6th. I would check it daily, because if you miss an email, you might miss some money. But you need to go into your portal, and that's using your username and password. If you don't remember your username and password, I would go and reset it this week. I would go, if you need to call the SBA this week, because when that money starts dropping, people are going to be flooding them. They are not going to have time to talk to you or help you. So you need to get it done now while the traffic is a little bit slowed down, and it's not going to be as high volume once people find out they're dropping more money. So you want to get ahead of the game. Be proactive rather than reactive. Yes, the SBA, somebody's asking me, SBA Portal. That is where you use your email address and a password. If you apply for that $1,000 last year, and they gave you, where they were supposed to be giving $10,000, but then they only gave people $1,000 per employee, that application took you all of 5 minutes to fill out, did not require any documentation or anything. Guess what? That is the one that I'm talking about. Go to SBA.gov, click on the COVID relief, the options, and it's going to be there. Yes, perfect. You want to make sure that you read that denial letter. I cannot stress that enough. I'm seeing denial letters every day for various reasons, and the person didn't even know why. And they could have had a loan 6 months ago, 8 months ago, almost a year ago now, because they started awarding money for the pandemic in April, May. So we coming up on a year that somebody has missed out on funds because they didn't do something simple as read the letter. You could have made an error on your application. I saw somebody where they got denied because they put the wrong date of when they started their business on the application. They put the date that they did the application for their start date of their business. And guess what? They got denied because it was after the date that the program would allow. So that person, over a simple clerical mistake or misunderstanding of the question, that denied them money that they could have been spending this whole year getting straight. Now they're under the 8 ball to get this done. Also, you got the Shut-up Venue Grant. That's going to be coming up. Make sure that you got your DUNS number and your SAMS number. Go online. Google that if you don't know what it is. Google it. Figure it out. Also, they're going to have the revitalization fund. You're going to need your SAMS number and your DUNS number. If you don't have one, get on it right now, because guess what? When people start flooding that portal or that phone line to try to get a DUNS number, you're going to be behind the 8 ball again. Be proactive rather than reactive. So if you in the food restaurant business, I suggest you start tomorrow, even start tonight, if you lost your DUNS number, you don't know where it is, you need to get back in touch with them right away. So when these things open up, you got your paperwork in line. You can get everything expedited so that you don't miss out on your opportunity. Remember, in difficulty lies opportunity. You're not taking full advantage of your opportunity when you're sitting around twiddling your thumbs and don't do anything. And then I see someone saying they got a DUNS number, but don't have a SAMS. You have to have a SAMS number. No, you cannot just use the DUNS number. You got to have a SAMS number, because these grants are being offered through the grant portal by the government. And that's how they identify you. So you need both of those things, because they want you to have both of those things. They do not want us to circumvent the process. That is what gets a lot of people denied. You can't tell the government how they supposed to allocate their money. And I'm not fussing at you, but I'm just stating where I see where people are trying to circumvent a lot of. Well, can I file? But I didn't file that on my taxes. Well, guess what? You don't qualify for PPP because you didn't file it on your taxes. How is the government supposed to know how much they're supposed to be reimbursing you or helping you to get through the pandemic if you haven't even reported your wages for them to even have any idea of what you were earning or are earning. So you've got to get your paperwork in order. I cannot stress that enough for you. And when you applying, or if you're having somebody to apply, make sure they know what they're doing. I see a lot of people being misguided about people who know nothing about nothing, because these dates, and there's various dates, all of these programs do not have the same start date as another program. One program might say that your business should have started in January of 2020. PPP says that your business should have started by February the 15th. Well, guess what? If you put February the 17th, you automatically are denied if you did the wrong date. So I cannot stress to you enough to know the guidelines, know if you meet the guidelines. I do not suggest you commit fraud. If you really started on February 17th, too bad, too sad. Sorry, you didn't start your business 2 days in advance when you should have. But don't put that if you were supposed to put February 17th of 2019. Don't do the clerical errors. Don't just assume that you got denied for something and just assume it was your credit. A lot of times it's not the credit that's holding you back. It's your paperwork. It's not having your stuff in order, providing things that they're either not asking you for, or you're not providing the right things. So make sure you check, double check, triple check your paperwork. Get your paperwork in order. You get your paperwork in order, that's half the battle. You've won half the battle right there by getting your paperwork in order. Don't circumvent the process. Another thing that I'm saying, people are not reading their taxes. All you doing, a lot of people are doing, is saying, oh, I'm going to go to this person. They're going to give me a hookup. As long as I don't owe the government, we good. Then when you have things like this come out, what? They did that to my taxes? Oh, I can't believe they did that to my taxes. No, you had to sign off on that. You had to see those taxes. You had to verify those taxes. Become more aware of your finances, because this is what's going to put you in the game, keep you in the game for longevity. So read your taxes, read your denial letter. Reading is so fundamental right now. Reading, you have to know these guidelines, or make sure that you are hiring somebody that knows the guidelines so that your stuff isn't getting messed up or rejected or declined because you're sending the wrong stuff. And it's not because you don't have the right stuff, you sent the wrong stuff. So you need to make sure that you be proactive rather than reactive. If you're in the if you're interested in shutter venue, or if you're interested in a restaurant revitalization, that's tongue twister, revitalization fund, you need to go ahead and get those DUNS numbers, get those SAMS numbers, so that way you can be in go mode when they put those things up. If you want to know when that's going to happen, you need to go on the SBA.gov website and sign up for their notifications for the things that actually pertain to you and your business. So that way you can get alerts when they're having webinars, when they're doing different things. And right now, the Restaurant Revitalization Fund is on the website, but there's not a hyperlink to it right now. So you want to make sure that you keep an eye on that, because when this money drops, you don't want to be behind the 8 ball and don't have your stuff in order. So you need to stay on top of it. If you're not making any money in your business, I would suggest that you start making your business to find money for your business. So that's by looking for grants. That is by staying on top of that SBA website to know what's happening around you, what's coming down the pipe. So that way you will be ready for your opportunity. There's going to be other opportunities, but you're not going to be aware of them, or you're not going to be able to participate in them if you don't have your paperwork right. A lot of people paying people through Cash App. Guess what? Those people that you paying through Cash App, if you had just set up a simple payroll, you could be getting another PPP. Not to mention this year, And you can still do it now and take advantage of it. Even though the first quarter is over, you got 3 more quarters that you can take advantage of the employee retention tax credit. Quit paying people through Cash App. Put them on a payroll. If you need help with setting up a payroll, contact me. Payroll is not as hard to do, and it's not as complicated. It's not a big, massive task that you got to take over. It's actually easier to get your paperwork right. Because guess what? You lose the write-offs when you don't report it on your taxes. So then you're trying to take off something else. Then on top of that, when these opportunities come out, because now this year you can get $28,000 in tax credit per employee. So you got 3 more quarters that you can work on getting your employees, putting them people on a W-2 that you paying through Cash App, those people that you paying with a check, those people that you just handing cash money to. You can cash in on them this year by just putting them on payroll. So if you need help with setting up a payroll, we can get you set up in payroll less than 24 hours. And the company that we work with, that we've partnered with, if they don't do your payroll right, they pay the government for you. So if you get caught paying people in cash under the table and you got to pay fines, you got to pay them on your own. But if you do things the right way and people are securing that the people that you've hired to do it don't do it right, they pay on your behalf, you don't have anything to lose. It's a win-win situation for you. So get on the ball. Make sure you're taking advantage of this, because this is second quarter. We almost in halftime once we hit June, and you are wasting your opportunity if you're not doing anything about it. If you're not getting paid right now, guess what? You need to fix some new friends. You need to get another mindset. You need to get yourself together. If you dead broke because your stimulus, your $1,400 gone, you got to get yourself together. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but you need to get it together, because this is an opportunity, and the opportunity is standing in your face. And if there ain't never been a time in life for you to have an opportunity, am I saying go quit your job? Everybody needs to be a business owner. No, I posted today about how to keep your 9 to 5, still be an entrepreneur, put yourself onto multiple streams of income. That's the key. That's the goal. Living check to check, barely getting by, that's not the goal. That's going to leave you stressed, depressed, and a lot of times dead, because guess what? Stress killing people every day. People can't survive. People having heart attacks. People having strokes. It's going to wear on your mental health, physical health, your whole well-being. I did a video go back and look at my videos on YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel. It costs actually more to be broke than for you to actually have money. So that's something to think about. It costs more to be broke than to actually have money. Think about it, because your health is at stake, your physical being is at stake, and then on top of that, you're not getting anything you want out of life. Don't believe the hype when people tell you, oh, don't buy a new car, don't do this. Figure, investigate. Knowledge is the key. Reading is fundamental. Know what you're doing. Do everything. Move with strategy. Don't just fly off the handle and just do different things. You need to move with strategy. Change your mindset. Change some of the people you've been around. Even though you've been around those people all your life, if all of y'all broke, what's the point? Yes, money is not everything, but it is sure up there with air, and it sure can make your life a lot easier. And you can move better by having money, by having some financial stability. So people that tell you that money ain't everything, people, all you want to think about is money, but them the same people that's begging in private and bragging in public. So don't believe the hype. Don't get yourself together. Do what's best for you in your life. So if you stressed out, depressed, and if everything ties back to a financial situation, get it together. If you don't get it together for yourself, get it together for your children. Get it together for your grandchildren, because a lot of people got children and grandchildren that's dependent on them. And some people even got their own parents dependent on them. So you might be what they call that sandwich generation, where you got parents and children and you sandwiched in between those two generations and they depending on you. Guess what? Level up, get your money. If it ain't about the money, don't worry about it. But not having money will cause you a lot of stress, a lot of depression. No, it ain't gonna bring you happiness. It don't beat peace. It never beats peace, but it does help out to make the struggle not just a little bit better, but a lot better. Think about it. Think about where you want to be, what you want to do, and how you're going to do it. Move with strategy. Always be proactive and not reactive.